All right, AOA podcast back for another episode. Frankie C is in the house. What up, big dog?
What is happening?
This is what's happening on this episode, at least. The reason for Tucker Carlson's firing.
We know it?
I believe
Revealed?
so. I believe so.
See?
We have the report.
All right.
We know what was being reported.
Okie doke.
A Citi executive has been fired over their relationship with Jeffrey Epstein.
Okay.
Glad to see that hasn't gone away. I'm happy that that's still
Keep it going.
causing problems for people. Ivanka splits from her family, hires Epstein's former lawyer.
What do you
We have
mean
a Jamie
splits
Foxx?
from her family?
Oh,
What does that mean?
exactly.
See, yeah. What?
If you're curious, then they must be curious.
I guess that's the logic.
We believe we know what happened to Jamie Foxx. Spoiler alert, J Sabs was right. And the saddest dude, Dear Abby, I have ever read in my entire life.
Saddest dude, Dear Abby? What is that even? Like some sad guy that wrote to Dear Abby?
Yeah.
All right. You could word that differently, but okay.
The wording sucks. The content is good. Let's go. The reason for Tucker Carlson's exit, Frankie C.
Yeah.
According to reports, I'm happy that you're skeptical about that because I have information on that too.
On the reports?
On the reports.
You have a report about the reports?
I got a report on the report, my friend.
Okay.
Tucker Carlson used JSAB's favorite word to describe an executive at Fox.
Go ahead.
Do I have to say what that favorite word is?
It's a 4-letter word, I'm sure.
It is a 4-letter word.
Starts with a C.
Yes, it does.
Ends with a T.
It certainly does.
Okay.
And involves a day of the week, right? See you next Tuesday.
I think so. So he called an executive that.
Yes. So here's the story. He called an executive that. This supposedly came out during the investigation into the Dominion lawsuit where they got a whole bunch of text messages, right?
Yeah.
And that's where it came out that he said he hated Trump. It came out. It was redacted. And then Tucker said, I wish this wasn't redacted because I want everybody to know how I feel about this particular person. So he doubled down.
Wow.
I mean, that is the definition of doubling down. Like not, oof, I'm sorry.
Should
Or
have
that's
said that, or that was a
right.
little too far over the line.
I was heated in the moment.
This was, I wish I would have said it to their face.
Yeah. This was, don't redact it. I want everybody to know.
I want it laminated and hanging in the lobby. That's what he's talking about.
I want it on the scroll on the bottom of my show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what I find interesting about this is it's being reported by the Wall Street Journal. Ask me who owns the Wall Street Journal.
Who owns the Wall Street Journal?
News Corp.
No.
Same folks who own Fox News.
Boom.
Yeah. So the Wall Street Journal, same company as Fox News, reported this story today about the see you next Tuesday private message that got churned up during the Dominion voting trial.
So out of all the things that Tucker Carlson has said over his stupid career, this is bad. You shouldn't call anybody this word, especially anybody above you, in the workplace. Yes, it's all bad. But you think if name calling was the thing that got him kicked out, you think he would have been kicked out such a long time ago?
I guess it really depends on if it's somebody who you work for. Versus...
now you said it to me. Now we got to have a problem here.
Yeah.
You said immigrants were, making the country dirty and disgusting, but you call me the C word. That's it. That's the line.
What I find interesting is Janine calls us that on a daily basis.
I have yet to go a day without it.
and I feel like her stock is rising. I feel like she's rising in popularity.
Right?
Whereas Tucker Carlson lost his job over it.
See,
Weird standards.
we need an HR department is what we need.
Can't. It's in J Seb's contract.
Oh, shit.
We hired her before we started the thing. That we were screwed.
It's grandfathered in that they can't be an HR department.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. If we do have an HR department, we have to pay a penalty. You want to know what it is?
What's that?
We have to hire Tucker Carlson. That's the weird thing. It's almost like she knew this was going to happen.
Man, she's very clairvoyant.
Very.
Or whatever the word, psychic.
Yeah.
It's fucked up.
As I said, Tucker Carlson didn't want the damning message redacted, according to the Wall Street Journal. Quote, he told his colleagues that he wanted the world to know what he said about the executive in a private message. He compared it to his "I hate him passionately" comment about Trump. While that was said amid a short burst of anger, his resentment towards this executive was, quote, deep and enduring, according to the Wall Street Journal.
I feel like, I am no Tucker fan. I feel like that's clear, right?
Yeah. Yes.
I feel like you should be able to, hate the people you work for.
It's funny.
Maybe you can't call them names and shit, but
No, I up until recently hated everybody.
so there you go. No, I think the big problem is you're allowed to hate. You just can't call them the C word and be an asshole about it.
But don't you feel like most people who, okay, we've got a bunch of people watching live in the live chat. I guess 1 if it's a yes, 2 if it's a no. Don't you
Or
think?
just write yes and no.
Yeah, or yes or no. Haven't you cursed at or cursed behind the back your boss, your owner?
Yeah, but I don't know how. He
Like
said
everybody
he wished
does
this wasn't
that.
redacted.
Well, all these text messages came out. So it's one thing if he's like, hey, Paul, Jim in corporate is a real CEO and T.
Sure, but
And then it
he
gets
also
out.
doubled down on it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
He was, I wish I wouldn't have said that. I'm sorry. I feel like if Tucker would have went that route, he probably would have been able to save his job.
Probably. Well, what's interesting is, this happened during the trial. So the timeline is a little murky. But
I feel
at
like the
some
lying
point,
probably should have got him fired.
well, the lying.
Oh, you're not a news reporter, so that's where you can't do this job anymore.
Yeah, but at some point I think it was the doubling down.
All right, if there's got to be a line, then that's the line. But I feel like there should have been a line there was another legitimate line way in the background, in the distance that he passed a long time ago. And to be like all high and mighty, you said the C word in a text message. That's too far. Come on. The line was crossed a million years ago when he was going on racist rants and saying how this country's better off, losing its identity because immigrants are moving. It's like, I'm paraphrasing, obviously, but to that effect.
Brian on the live chat, I've cursed them to their face, Ant.
Did you survive that job?
Yeah, I'd love to know. Good question, Frank.
Then you probably got fired from that, no?
I guess if you know you're getting fired, don't you? I have a list of people I would love to tell them what I really think about them.
Am I one of them?
No.
I'll take that silence as a maybe.
No, but come on. I know a couple of yours who you'd really like to tell.
So Brian says yes and no. I don't what. I guess at one time he got fired, and another time he didn't. Okay.
Give us an example of one time he did and got fired. It should be a prerequisite. Isn't that why people have exit interviews so that you could be like, and you know who else is a dick? Phil in accounting.
Oh, you spill all the secrets.
Yeah.
You gotta watch this person. You gotta watch that person. This person's an underhanded bastard. It's like, yeah, okay. I would love to be a fly on the wall at exit interviews.
I would never want to be a part of an HR department except if I could just come in and do exit interviews.
I remember the day I got fired. I walk into the boss's office, the boss's boss's boss, like the head guy, and there's the HR rep sitting right there too. I was like,
That's when you know.
I felt like Joe Pesci in Goodfellas.
Oh no.
Oh no. That was it. That was out. They might
That's
as
where
well
the
have put
HR
a plastic
person-
tarp. They might as well put a plastic tarp down in front of me.
That's where the HR person should stand, is right behind you.
Yeah, just put me out on it. That's it. It's over.
Oh no. I love
Oh,
that way he
no.
doesn't get that full no out.
Yeah,
Fucking one syllable word and he still can't finish it.
that sucks for him. He was a bastard anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, boy, that's a sign, right? Yeah, and it would be great. Here's a problem too, though. I feel like it's easier to quit a job than it is to quit a job in your career. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Because like for us, like how, I mean, for you and I, it was so apparent early on in a radio career, like, oh my God, everybody knows everybody. Like I have to be nice to everyone. Like no matter how
Yeah.
mean and how much of a jerk somebody is being,
You can't burn the
towards me,
bridges.
you couldn't burn a bridge. You couldn't even talk back. I feel like most times.
Yeah, you got to just take it because you know you're going to come around that way again sometime in the future. Unless you know you're not. Unless you're out of the whole industry and you're like, screw this. Let me just burn the bridge right behind me.
Yeah.
But how often does that happen?
I don't know. Can I tell you something? I still hope to do that one day. I think it'll be a fun day. Not yet.
I feel like that's one of those things that in the moment it'll probably feel okay, but then later on you're like,
I
shit.
was just going to ask you that. Like, is it one of those things where when you finally tell somebody how you feel, you just feel horrible afterwards?
You're probably going to feel horrible afterward, depending on the person, I think. If it's, I don't know. I mean, because you'll probably go back in your mind and go, was it all them? Was it partly them? You know,
Yeah.
you'll second guess it. It'll drive you nuts.
Do you ever feel like, so going back to, because I had a long tenure at one radio station and there would be like certain things that would happen. And even sometimes I would say stuff and allude to stuff when stuff was really aggravating me or when I had to like really defend myself. I would bring it up on the air sometimes, which I don't regret doing because it was the only kind of
You were
weapon
out
I
of topics.
Yeah. No, but sometimes the only weapon I had was, hey, I'm going to tell everybody how much of an asshole you're being to me, you know? So, but there would be, and sometimes other people would say things and I would have like listeners come up to me and be like, hey, is so-and-so like a problem? Or is so-and-so, like, I feel like so-and-so is a jerk. Is that really true? And I would always be like, you know,
Like, did I say that he or she was a jerk?
yeah, I
Yeah.
was like,
Well, then, yeah.
But now, like, so my question is there are people that still to this day want to know. Like, if
Yeah.
I run into somebody at the supermarket, I will on occasion get that question. Like, oh, is such and such a dick?
Right.
Um,
What do you say?
I go, listen, I go, you know, listen, it was a lot of tough situations going on. That's kind of
You
what I
get the
say.
political answer.
Yeah.
Listen, we all have a job to do, and we just got to make sure we do our job, play the game for the team. Go
My
out there and
question-
just play the game.
My question is do you think I owe them, don't you think I owe them the truth eventually? Maybe not right now, but eventually.
Why? What do you
I
mean,
don't
like
know.
the listener?
Yeah, I kind of feel like I owe it to them to like tell all. Because like I know personally, like again, we were talking about this with like Metallica and Dave Matthews. Like when you're like a part of something or you follow people, you love them, you read their books or you listen to their music or whatever, don't you feel like they kind of owe it to you to give you the truth after a
Yeah.
while?
Well, you should always be, as truthful as you can be, but you don't owe them more than you're willing to, you don't have to tell them every single detail about everything. You can tell them what you want to tell.
But like when these tell-all movies come out or these books from bands and stuff like that, they always like sell through the roof, and I always feel like you owe it to them You know, I mean, I
Who
understand
owes it
it
to
may
who?
the person, the artist, the band, the
Yeah.
actor, whatever, owes it to the people that
They don't owe
commit time to
anything.
them.
Yeah, but they don't owe people. Like, let's say you're watching, especially if it's like a TV person, you're watching TV, you're getting thousands of hours of entertainment for basically for free. They don't owe you anything. Movies, they still don't owe you anything. They worked, they did their job. They got their pay. What else do they owe you? They don't owe you any glimpses. If they never said a word about their personal life, they don't owe you that.
All right, this is going on with Tucker Carlson right now. Don't you want to know his side of the
Oh,
story?
you'd want to know. I'd want to know the whole thing. But
And Fox, yeah, good point. And Fox's side of the story.
well, the difference there is that this is a news station, and if it was something unethical, could we try? Is it going to tarnish anything he's told the American people?
I don't
That's
think it
something we
matters.
deserve to know. No, that's something I feel like we deserve to know. Like if he said something that was blatantly false, and he just lied, and that was a reason, then I think we deserve to know that. But if it's something personal or private, why, that it doesn't affect us or anything else on his it doesn't affect the way he conducted business, then, I don't know if we deserve to know it. It'd be nice to know it, but I don't, we're not owed that, I don't think.
I don't think ethics matters. I don't think ethics plays into it. I think truth. I think, like you said, if it's ethical, I don't think it matters if it's ethical or not. I mean,
the news part.
even still, I don't even think I don't even think it should factor into it. I feel like the truth should be told as much as it. Like, okay, for instance, when like the Kennedy assassination or Roswell or whatever, like the government tends to start to declassify documents after shit doesn't really matter anymore. But people still clamor over it because they want to know. We have like a natural desire, I think, for the truth.
Just because you want to know something doesn't mean you're owed it. Like I would want to know, I don't know. I have no idea. I wouldn't want to know some great mystery, but it doesn't mean I'm owed that explanation.
Yeah, I see. I think we just disagree here. I feel like to a degree, like that the tell-all book is kind of a quintessential part of any relationship, whether it is with an actor, a radio person, a government, whatever it is, a band. I think
I agree with you to a certain point. I think there's a certain responsibility. Like if you're a public figure, there's certain things that that on a non-formal level that you kind of in there's unwritten rules, I guess, that you kind of owe them a little explanation. But I feel like you don't owe every single glimpse, and you don't know every detail to everybody. That's a lot to put on the line for you can just say, well, yeah, I said some things that were wrong. It doesn't have to be I said this on this date and this that. It could be just an explanation. That's all.
I don't know. I love details.
Oh, absolutely. No, we all want the details. I want it's juicy gossip, but are we owed that? And yes, Paul, I know Metallica bumped off the #1 charts by Morgan Wallen. I know.
Oh, he was, but Paul was, that was all over Twitter.
I know.
Paul was all over that. What was it? Metallica was on the charts for like 37 million years or something. Is that the one that they got bumped off of, or?
No, what do you mean? The new album that came out.
Oh,
yeah, the new album, and then I guess they were up on #1 for a little bit, and then
there's something with Metallica though that they've been, one of their albums has been on some rock 200 chart for like, I don't know, 20 something years or something like that.
like every time an album comes out there.
Yeah, but no, it's like it's been selling consistently. Like I don't know, it's like 197 or whatever it is, but it's been on this chart for like 20 something years or something stupid crazy like that.
That's pretty good. I got my album upstairs, but the CD.
You got the new one?
Yep.
We have a lot of the reviews to still release. Actually, the first one's going to come out tomorrow.
That's good.
People
Yeah, you could see me listening and reacting to the new Metallica songs, listening to them for the first time. So the video that we put out is going to be me hearing the Metallica songs for the first time. And I haven't listened to the new album yet. I have, when I did three reaction videos for the show. I've already heard the first 4 that they released. They released 4 songs before the actual album came out, so I heard those already. So I'm not going to react to those. But there were 8 left from the album. I did 3, so now I have 5 left to do reaction video wise.
A lot of tracks on the album.
12 tracks, baby. And the last track is over 11 minutes long.
Oh, baby.
So I got to check that out. I haven't heard that one yet.
Morgan Wallen canceled like a concert the other night, while people were in the stadium, and everybody's like losing their minds over it.
Why did he cancel?
They said that he lost his voice, but then I saw people like putting on TikTok and on social media like him just being like whacked out, drunk off his mind, like. So people are speculating like he was far too drunk.
Could have been hopped up on medication or something for his voice. I don't, who the hell knows? It's also speculation.
But he's a drunkard. Like we
deserve the truth.
If you remember, he lost the SNL gig. He was supposed to be on SNL, and he got caught using the N-word.
That's right. On a
that week, and they canceled him. So I'm not shocked, but I'm pretty surprised that he's rebounded from that so quickly.
He's been number 1 for the last he's been on the country charts. He's been number 1 for weeks now.
Yeah. So. And that was I think, was that 2020 that happened? It wasn't too long ago. 2021 maybe.
But no, he's been at the top of the country charts for a while now. So
he's massive.
Was that about cancel culture?
Country fans can forgive the N-word. Let's be honest.
I guess that's true.
They don't seem to be too. That's one that can slide off our backs. That's okay. Yeah. Drink a tranny light. No good. But the N-word, that's fine. It's no big deal. Hey, we all make mistakes. That's how a country fan feels.
Country is bass backwards.
I like country music too, but I'm saying it feels like we've got some messed up lines there in the country music fans.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Member. Got a new member in the chat.
Thank you.
One man's view.
What an interesting way of writing it.
How do you even do that?
I don't even know.
Is that I cannot figure that. If I had my keyboard or whatever in front of me or my phone, I don't know how to make those symbols.
If we gave you a full year, you wouldn't be able to come up with that.
Look at that sideways S. How do you what? What is that?
It's amazing.
That's some technology I cannot begin to understand.
Good chance to plug the memberships there, Frankie C.
Okay. Go ahead. You want me to do it? Membership. Be a member, just like One Man's View. All types of perks that go along with that. The join button is down below on YouTube. It's also on anthonyonair.com. There's 3 different levels of memberships. You can pick the level that works for you. 3 different prices, and you get a different set of perks for each membership level. And we got some members only videos. Every now and then we invite members to come on the show and be guests. And we like to shout out the members in the chats too. So it's good stuff. And you get all kinds of little member icons and stuff like that.
Yes. All right. Well done.
All good stuff.
Sometimes we even put screenshots of our behind the scenes chatter on the members area. And that's what led to Tucker Carlson getting fired. So
yeah, that's dangerous. I don't know if we should be doing that anymore.
Yeah. Next time J Sabs calls me the C word, I'll screen cap it and put it on there for everybody.
Is that any worse than showing her brother's balls on I don't know.
I forgot we did that.
Yeah, I mean, if there's a line, I don't know what it is.
Very good. I saw a couple people doubting the Tucker Carlson thing. I don't think anybody should underestimate the fact that his parent company's other news outlet has this story. That speaks volumes. That means they kind of know about it. And also the company had the option to kill this story or give it to somebody else. and they didn't. Somebody somewhere up the chain said, yes, tell this story that Tucker said this.
And in all fairness, Tucker should have been fired long ago.
He's not going anywhere. He's going to be a force in media.
He doesn't have to do anything though. He could. I mean, he's million. He doesn't have to work another day in his life if he doesn't want to. He's got the Swanson fucking fortune that he's sitting on. He's got all the whatever money he's made from his stupid show.
He likes the attention, I think. Well, that's why he wore the bow tie for you. No grown man walks around in a fucking bow tie unless you want some sort of attention.
Yeah, unless you're Bill Nye, the science guy.
Right. Unless you're a scientist, or isn't there like a sect of the Muslims that like that's part of their rules? Whatever. There's a few exceptions, but very few.
Tuxedo, Bill Nye the science guy, or you invented the bow tie. Those are the only three people.
Exactly. What was I gonna say now? Shit.
I don't know, something about me being awesome.
That wasn't it.
Yeah.
Tucker's gonna turn up some. Oh, is it true? James Corden, he's ending his show this week.
Right.
I read somewhere in a headline, and I never went back to read the full article, that he's like leaving show business.
Did he call someone the C word?
No, he did not.
Yeah.
Speaking of
he
calling,
he did his last carpool karaoke the other day.
I saw that. Speaking of the C word, here comes the person solely responsible for calling me and Frank a C word.
Going a whole different direction with that. We avoided we went the whole show so far without saying it.
3 seconds in. That's it. You only get one. That's it.
The fourth word.
I missed the reason for his exit.
You just said it.
He called one of the executives that they found out during the Dominion trial. That's where it came up, and then they redacted it because I guess the other person's identity they were trying to save. And then he said, I wish they hadn't redacted it because I want everybody to know how I feel about that particular person. So that was the conversation that happened, and then he got fired. Oh, you know what the other messed up part about this is? This is messed up.
What?
They told Tucker 10 minutes before they told the world.
Ooh.
That's cold. That's somebody exacting some vengeance, because that's a cold way. There's no great, easy way to fire somebody. But when it's going to be the biggest story of the day and probably the next couple of days, and you give them a 10-minute head up.
Ahead of it. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cold.
Well, that's what happens when you call your boss the C word.
Well, let me tell you something. It definitely had to, I'm going to narrow it down. It had to be a white woman, because there is nobody who gets madder when they're called the C word than a white woman.
That's true. Frank said it is Foxx. I don't know if they let white women in positions of power.
That's probably an old crotchety white man. So
yeah, white women don't like being called that, right?
Yes,
I don't think any woman likes that.
No, especially white women.
Okay.
What's interesting though, English people throw that around like, "Hey, fella, what's up, bud?"
Yeah, it's not a big deal over there. It's not as big a deal as it is over here.
Not at all,
from what I understand.
Why do you think it's a big deal here?
Because we make it a big deal.
Boom. I guess so.
I'm not going to argue with you.
Yeah, I don't know.
That seemed very convincing. J-Sep just said because we rule the world and that's how we want it. And
she gave the mom answer of because I said so.
Yeah. And I said, okay, that's fine.
Yes,
because I'm the boss.
Citi executive fired over Epstein. So we've been following this new trial and the lawsuit, the Virgin Islands suing JP Morgan and whatever, and stories are starting to come out. Turns out the guy who was working at JP Morgan, who maintained the relationship with Jeffrey Epstein after all his stuff came out, now works at Citigroup. Or at least he did until the story came out, and Citigroup was like, why don't you come into our office? We want to talk to you about something, and sent him packing.
Oh, another fire.
They called him the C word and gave him the boot.
Yeah. They said, you don't even have to call us the C word. You did business with a known pedophile, maybe
Right,
the
no
biggest
good.
one in history. You're out.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.
I'm surprised they didn't bring him up on any. I mean, is this guy brought up on any charges, or is he just fired? I feel like charges probably would be in order here.
You know, right now the lawsuits are against the corporations, not against any
guess.
individual.
But
So I don't know. I don't know how liable is not the word. What's the word? I don't know how much falls on the individuals here. His name is Paul Barrett. I don't know how responsible he is versus the company.
well, he's obviously responsible enough to get fired.
Yeah, but I mean, you can fire somebody over. They all have what do they call those, nice guy clauses or whatever. What?
I'm trying to call my cat over here.
Oh, they like if you do something that damages the company's reputation, they could fire you. So that's probably what they used against him.
Yeah, I mean, but in this case,
by the way, just for clarity, he didn't do this while he worked at Citibank. This is while he worked at JP Morgan. He was working at Citibank currently after he left JP Morgan, but Citibank still was like, your relationship with him is why you're getting the boot.
Yeah.
Which is progress, because everybody else was covering stuff up 10 years ago. And now, even after the fact, when things are coming out, people are getting fired, and rightfully so. So
right. No, rightfully so. But it's a little weird that they're only getting fired now that they got caught. They should have been fired for having doing business in the first place 10 years ago.
Well, in reality, they're still doing depositions. So, like, the trial, the investigation still kind of basically happening through these depositions. So the story's still coming out. This was just what has been reported, and he's the first one to go. So I think there'll be more of these.
All right.
Because I'm
Where's
sure
that
there's
list we've been waiting for.
I know, right? It's still not here.
Hell, why even tell us? Just tell it. It's coming. It's like, well, let me know when it's out. Why you got to tease us like that?
We'll do that next time for sure. Before we get to Jamie Foxx and the Dear Abby story, which is the saddest one ever.
Oh, God.
Ivanka. She's being sued right now by Letitia James. This is the Attorney General for New York.
Mm-hmm.
The lawsuit names the Trump Corporation, or whatever they're called, Trump Company, whatever it is. And also it names Don Jr., Eric Trump, and Ivanka Trump. Ivanka's first lawyer in this lawsuit wrote a letter to the judge saying nothing in this lawsuit goes against Ivanka. Like when they when they all lawyered up for this, right? They had one lawyer, and the lawyer said Ivanka was not named in any of this. You know, so why is she a part of? Why is she a part of this lawsuit? She's named on the lawsuit, but nothing that they put forward mentions her in any way, shape, or form. It's primarily just Don Jr., Eric, and the company.
But isn't she part of the company?
I don't think so. I'm not sure she really had like a real
was in the company.
And this lawsuit is regarding them overvaluing the assets of the Trump organization, which they're saying she had nothing to do with. But now she has fired the lawyer representing the three of them, and she hired Bennett Moskowitz, who previously represented the estate of Jeffrey Epstein. So she's not only hired an Epstein attorney, but she's basically saying, fuck those guys. I need my own lawyer.
Right.
In this case.
Yeah, I mean, if she's trying to separate herself from anything having to do with this company, then yeah, she wouldn't want to be represented by the same person. That just lumps her in with everything. So
that's what she's doing. She's like, I want to get the fuck away from all these people.
Yeah.
I mean, she didn't show up at her father's thing. Right?
That's right.
We haven't heard anything. I mean, besides this news, When's the last time you heard about Ivanka?
When she didn't show up at her father's
Yeah, and
arraignment.
before that, it's ever since Trump is out of the White House, besides those two things, you haven't heard peep from Ivanka.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's that. Jamie Foxx. We talked about Jamie Foxx's mysterious hospitalization.
Right.
Jay Sabs, what did you say he had?
A stroke or a heart attack?
It was a stroke.
Oh,
It was a stroke.
really?
Now, I will say the reporting on this is iffy. Daily Loud said Jamie Foxx had to be revived after a stroke on set. There's a couple of other outlets that are reporting a stroke as well. Radar Online is one of them. Again, perhaps not the most accurate journalists out there. But certainly they do get a lot of stuff right. So take it for what it's worth. I will say that in the Radar Online's reporting, they did say that Jamie Foxx suffers from high blood pressure. And
There you
that,
go.
of course, is one of the things that can cause a stroke. So
Totally. And
What is?
I don't
high blood pressure.
Oh, yeah.
And he's what, in his late, I don't know, 50s, mid 50s? How old is he?
I feel like you're right. I could look it up.
You gotta watch out for that stuff.
Yeah, but the guy looks like he's fucking chiseled out of goddamn marble.
Yeah, no, absolutely. He does. He looks fit as a fiddle.
How is he
But-
having a stroke and I'm fine? That doesn't make any sense.
It's all, everybody's different. Their makeup, you could work out in the gym every day, and you never know. You got cholesterol's high. Maybe it's the diet. You never know. 55, says Glenn B. It could be anything. High blood pressure. Clogged arteries going to your brain. You never know. You could be the fittest person in the world. Doesn't matter.
Fucking Glenn
Your
B.
chances
It's
are
crazy.
Your
Everybody's
chances
body.
are lower.
Yeah. Everybody's body is so different.
Yeah.
I'll give you an example since you asked for one. My father smoked his entire life, right? Well,
Mm.
I guess since he's like 14 or 15. He has excellent everything. Blood pressure, cholesterol, blood work, everything is amazing. His doctor says, I don't understand how you smoked all your life. I'm like, yeah, probably because you smoked other things. Well,
Hey,
but he didn't. He didn't. Actually,
Yeah.
I would love to get him on here one night to talk about how
he invented plaid.
no, about legalizing marijuana because he is gets him fired up.
Why he doesn't want it legalized?
He doesn't want it legalized.
Why?
I don't know.
I do not want it legalized either. I want it legalized for personal use and edible. Smoking, the only reason I don't want it legalized
Because you hate smoking.
is because it affects other people. That's the part I don't like. If you smoke in your own house, that's fine. Smoke, do whatever you want. But if you're out and I got to smell it and I don't want to smell it and I want it, just like cigarettes. I don't want to have to smell your cigarettes. I don't want to smell. I don't want to get high if I'm. What if I'm in a room with you or a store with you and you're smoking or outside or, and I got to smell it too and I got to get a contact high. I don't want to do that. That's you're taking away my choice. That's the only reason I don't. If you want to get high, get high. It doesn't bother me, but I just don't like that. Like alcohol, it only affect you drink. It's affecting you. You're not like pouring it down everybody's throat. That's why alcohol is okay if you want to consume alcohol.
I feel like you missed your calling. You would have been great at writing like a 90s Saved by the Bell episode about not smoking weed.
But does that make sense? Like, smoke weed all you want, but in your own home or, but if you're out in public, now everybody around you is smoking weed.
No,
Not by their choice.
I actually hated everything you said until you got to the cigarette smoke. And then I was like, damn it. I hate that too.
If you're out with your kids and someone is smoking weed 5 feet from you.
Oh, my kids have already smelled it and said, "What is that smell?"
Yeah, but you don't
Really?
No, but they really have.
Now
I don't know what
is
is
taking away your choice.
So I was like, "Don't mind what Grandma's doing." She would kill me.
I don't know what it is, but that doesn't bother me. The smell of marijuana doesn't bother me. The smell of cigarettes bothers me.
Me too.
Cigars don't bother me, but cigarettes bother me
disgusting.
for some reason.
They stink to high heaven.
Yeah,
Light a tire on fire.
Frank knows how to manipulate me now. If it's happening with my kids around, I would probably have to say something to the person.
But it's their right to smoke.
Unless I took them to the Dave Matthews concert, then that's my own fault. We all know what we're getting into when we go there.
That is on you. But right, I mean, you're taking away. Like, I don't. What if I am not in? I don't want to do that, or I'm. I want.
But is a contact high a real thing? I don't think so.
Absolutely. I went to a Metallica concert at Nassau Coliseum. I don't remember what year, but maybe 10 years ago, and I was there. And I didn't smoke anything, but you could smell it in the whole stadium. And I remember afterwards, we were so stoned. We were laughing hysterically.
Stoned. What are you, 72?
People say stoned. That's not an old phrase.
It is.
No, it's not.
I don't know, Frank. I don't know.
Were you high off Metallica?
I was high on life.
Did you have any brownies that night? Rhoda wants to know. Good question.
I did not have any brownies. No, I do not partake. You guys know me. I don't partake in that. Just because it's not for me. I'm not a fan. But hey, you want to do it? Go for it. I have no problem. It's just now I got to smell it, and it's not, and I don't want to. That's where it annoys me. That's the only way.
Can I ask why you aren't a fan when you just said you were laughing your ass off? After the concert,
because it screws up your judge. I don't want to be. I want it to be my choice. Because I didn't know what happened. I was like, holy shit! I think we're fucking high.
He doesn't want his wife to take advantage of him.
I was gonna say marriage screws up your judgment.
Yeah, right.
No, maybe your marriage, my marriage.
I used to be sharp before I got married.
I'm just saying, if you're not prepared for it, or you're not willing to be. To become that, to be in that state of mind, then that's your choice. You don't want to do it. You don't want to do it. So,
I still say I don't know how people wake and bake. I just don't know how people function.
I'm telling you, my old boss used to do that every single morning.
I don't get it.
Every single morning.
Yeah, alcohol.
Because you can't function on alcohol. Like if you're drunk, you can't be like, all right, let's get some work done.
But I'm choosing it, and I'm not bothering anybody else with it. I'm not pouring it in everybody's drink. I'm not, I'm doing it to myself. Just like an edible. If someone next to me took an edible, that's fine.
So Coke is okay?
I don't have to smell it. Hey, if they're going to do Coke and they're not bothering me, it's illegal. I'd have a problem with the legality of it, but just don't bother me with it.
Let's play a game. If we could each pick a drug for the other person, what would it be?
Good. Who goes first?
I know mine. I know mine.
All right, go ahead.
Of you. No, go ahead. Let Janine go first.
Frank, I want him to try marijuana. And Anthony, I want you to try mushrooms.
That's cruel.
Because I think that you'd be like, I know. You think if Dave ever did this?
See, I was going to say for you, I was going to say ecstasy because I feel like you would be like dancing and like looking at your hand and that kind of shit.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
What was that? That was what kids back in the day used to do, right? Like during I want to say high school, right? That's E.
E was a bit, yeah.
That was a big 90s thing, I think.
It was a big 90s thing.
The pill.
What's the difference between Molly and ecstasy? Is that the same thing? Do you just call it Molly now?
No, I
idea.
think Molly has. Hold on, let's see.
I think the spelling and the pronunciation is different.
You're looking that up, Janine. My pick for Frank would have been Coke because I just want to see him
What? What are you talking about? What?
Let's do it. He'd be like playing Metallica songs on his guitar.
I'm playing fucking the fastest songs I got.
Yeah. What's Ritalin? What does Ritalin do to you?
I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Ritalin either hypes you up if you're calm, or it calms you down if you're hyper. I think it levels you out. I think. I could be wrong on that. I want to take, all right, this is for Simpsons fans. Back in like the 10th season or 8th season, whatever it was,
Ooh.
Homer eats like this Guatemalan insanity pepper, and he trips out and he sees a coyote that talks to him, and he walks through like this crazy. Give me that. Give me the insanity pepper.
I think we should all do ayahuasca, to be honest.
Okay.
They do that in like.
I'm not too keen on the throwing up part, but
Don't they do that in like facilities? Like, isn't that a thing? Like, is that legal?
I don't know if
Look what Paul wrote. Only snorted heroin twice. It's very addictive. Oh,
I like the confession there.
that's a little confession time with Paul.
Is it?
Glad it was only twice. Good thing for
Molly? And by the way, Molly is MDMA.
I was gonna say I'm sorry it was only twice. Go ahead, Jeannie. What were you gonna say?
Molly is MDMA. So it has. I mean, you could take it in as a capsule or a tablet. So, but some people swallow it in liquid form or snort the powder. It's chemically similar to both stimulants and hallucinogens. Energy, pleasure, warmth, sensory, time perception.
Okay.
I mean, let's do this right now.
I'm okay with being hallucinating. Being stimulated is where I have a problem. If I'm hallucinating, I want to be on a couch.
So I think that's shrooms.
Mm.
That's mushrooms, I think.
Yeah, that's
mushrooms. You'll
like where I wanna
hallucinate.
be.
You'll hallucinate. I think. Again, I'm no expert, but I think you'll hallucinate and you won't be all hyped up. I mean, you might, because there's bad trips too, right? People they eat mushrooms and they'll hallucinate and it won't be a terrific time. They'll be paranoid and freaked out.
Mhm.
So I'm sure with everything out there, there's people that have bad trips.
I'm worried about like going back to Paul here. I worry about those heavy drugs because
those are dangerous shit, man.
The addictive thing. I don't know if I'm strong enough to get over something like that. That's why I don't go near that shit.
I worked with someone who was addicted to heroin, and
you mean heroin?
I'll be honest, that really like messed me up. Like to see that, because he also had a seizure in the office.
Oh, really?
Did he clean up, or do you know what happened to him?
I don't know if he still does it, but I mean, it was bad. It was really, really bad.
How did you know he was doing that?
He came out and said it.
Oh,
this is when I worked on Wall Street, obviously.
Oh, but everybody's addicted.
Man.
Everybody's a drug addict on Wall Street.
If you gotta take a drug like that to do your job, find a different job, man. That's fucked up. You have to do heroin. Come on.
Wait, was it heroin or was it meth? What's the difference again?
I don't know. Meth is like the cheaper, worse shit. I feel like meth is worse for you.
Is it? They're both
maybe
bad, I think.
Well, all I know is that he said he was not going to shoot it in his arm because he was scared of needles. So he would always snort it. He was a huge pothead. And then he just got, I guess he was always into, now I'm wondering if it was meth or heroin. I can't remember
Rhoda
now.
Says, did their teeth fall out?
Bird, I've been sober from a 5-year addiction to meth for 20 years now.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Congratulations.
Yeah, that is not easy, Bird. Yeah, I don't know. Meth is not, that's where you lose your teeth and you.
That's not easy to kick. So good job.
No, meth is bad because I think meth is synthetically made. Whereas.
Is it heroin? I don't know. Heroin. Coke is synthetically made, I believe.
Is it? I think heroin is made. Isn't heroin from the poppies? Like it's produced from.
It is, but I feel like you have to, mix it with chemicals and shit. I don't know. Coke, you definitely. I saw there was a special. I think it was actually Gordon Ramsay, believe it or not, went to like some country that they were making it, and there was like they showed the process of how they actually make cocaine. And it was like,
and how much did he do in that episode?
I have no idea, but there was like chemicals and like gasoline and shit that they put. It was like insane, the toxic, lethal shit that they put in there.
I'm gonna switch my answer for what drugs I want you to do. I'm gonna pick a cough drop for Janine. That's the drug.
Oh my god, because fucking allergies.
I feel like every
Oh,
2 seconds you're like,
Yeah.
I'm
Can you
sorry.
can you freebase Claritin?
that would be great. I would do that right now. My throat's killing me.
Today was a bad day for allergies.
Oh, I don't know what's
So
going
annoying.
on.
All I know is that yes, he might have been. You know what? He might have been on both because there'd be a lot of times where he would just fall asleep, and other times he'd be like just like he couldn't sit down. He'd just be going
a
crazy.
hummingbird.
Like just go pacing back and forth. There we go. Paul just wrote heroin is a nodding out, meth is an upper. So then he definitely did both.
Maybe sometimes people, I think, again, no expert, but sometimes people do one and then they have to do another to like balance out, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Well-
balancing out seems weird to me. I don't get taking both at the same time.
I don't know.
I mean, just do nothing. You'll be pretty balanced,
He so I guess he had an overdose once at the office, and it was when me and my sister-in-law that you guys know we worked together, and she was like, Janine, like we have to call his mom, and I was like, what? Or I said to her, I was like, we have to call his mom, like, and I know his mom's number because in case something like this happened. I mean, it was really fucked up, and you know what? They told him at my job, we'll pay for like a
rehab.
for you, and he was like, nope, I like drugs too much.
Oof.
That's rough.
Yep.
Paul, I'm curious as to why you snorted. Because I feel like isn't heroin usually like a
Yep.
shoot up?
Maybe afraid of needles.
And also, I wonder how Bird got on and off it because that's not.
Mhm.
I mean, is that a rehab situation? Or you just decided to stop, or
I don't know how fucking dead would I be, right? I mean, I would be fucking dead. I don't think I could last 5 years and then be sober after that. I would just do it until I would be fucking dead.
you have a Big Mac, you're half in the coma.
That's true. That is true.
I mean, what are we talking about? You got to start doing
Just take
hardcore
me.
drugs.
You're like, God, just take me.
You're not going to leave the bathroom.
No.
That's it. You just freebase some Big Macs. It's the same shit.
We had to go get a new baseball glove for the kid yesterday. So we went out and did that. And then we got Chipotle for dinner. Immediately after I ate Chipotle, I was like, that was such a mistake. I regret all of this.
Yeah.
Why did I eat that?
You might as well eat it sitting on the toilet.
Yeah. Just horrific.
Just throw it straight in the toilet. That's it.
Yeah.
Don't even eat it.
People had a baggie and usually start by snorting. I did not know that. Bird, I got on meth because my best friend's parents were dealers.
Oh God.
And I was literally hooked the first time. I was 12 years old.
Oh my
Good
God.
Lord. Glad you kicked it.
Fucking miracle that you are here, Bird. You should be proud of yourself.
Yeah.
Seriously.
If you don't mind, I mean, I don't want to get too personal. Don't feel free not to answer, but can you share with us how you kicked it? Was it a rehab situation? Was it a friend, or if again, not prying. If you don't want to share, that's totally fine. Just curious.
So whatever happened to the guy, Janine? Did we get to that part of the story? I forget.
Oh, I believe he is still alive, but
Damn.
he, at one point, he actually was a good broker. Like people did send him money. I'll show you guys a picture later, like offline, because people would just laugh at him all day long, like just because he was funny, but he was also really crazy, and like the drugs made him like everybody knew he was on drugs. Like there was no hiding it. There was no.
Can I stop you, Frank? Can I ask you a question? Is she talking about her brother? It feels weird now. I feel like she's talking about her brother.
Do you think she worked with her brother on Wall Street?
No.
I feel like it's like a covering up for just telling her brother's story. I'm not sure.
I feel like before
it's
10 years
just-
ago, your past is kind of hazy to us.
Okay.
That's true.
You're stealing salads. Your father's inventing plaid. That's basically all we know about you.
All right. I think she's covering up for her brother. But go ahead, Janine. Maybe let's pretend like this is a separate person.
I know at one point he was back in the day. You used to watch. This is like obviously pre OnlyFans. You used to be able to watch people have sex on Yahoo something. I don't know, Yahoo Video. So him and his girlfriend, uh, that's how they made money at one point. People will watch them have sex. I guess because he would get her all drugged out too.
How many times did you watch?
Oh no, we tried to find it. We could not find it. Obviously, I tried to find that. Are you crazy?
So Wall Street wasn't paying off?
No.
Okay.
Mm.
So he eventually, I guess, got let go or fired. I really don't know. I have to ask my sister-in-law.
So update from Bird.
Yeah.
I got off by running away from home and going 1,000 miles away where I didn't know anyone doing meth and too scared to try to find it. Sort of created my own rehab.
Hmm.
Hey, you did a good
for
thing.
you.
Good for you, man.
That worked.
That's ball. That takes a lot of balls. Way to go.
Yep.
If you found out a coworker had a sex channel or an OnlyFans or nudie pics, would you look
Yes.
at it? Male or female, wouldn't matter.
Wouldn't matter.
Oh,
Frank?
boy. I don't know. That's a rough call. Is it like I found out, or they said it? They said, "Hey guys, hey coworkers, check out what's going on here."
You found out.
I just found out. But I don't know. I don't think I could do it. I don't think I could.
Mm-hmm.
I can and have.
Really?
Yep. Yep.
Anyone I know?
No. No.
All right.
When I worked for the Islanders too, that's when it was.
Ah.
Yeah,
All
people
right.
were like, "Hey, that girl in the things got some nudies online." I was like, "No way." She was the straightest arrow.
And what did you find on her?
It was me, a guy, and 3 girls who were interning at the same time.
I was gonna say that sounds like a good. Go ahead.
And the 2 other girls for sure were doing bad things. Like I know for a fact. I won't say it here, but they were doing bad things.
Like what?
Just bad things. I'm happy to tell you off the air. I can't say it here.
2 girls, 1 cup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that one was like the straight arrow girl, and I don't even know who came up to me and was like, "That one's got naked pictures online." And this was, when was I interning for the Islanders? 03, 04 ish.
Mm.
So it was
Were you in
it was my
college?
last year of college. So 03, 04. So it was very early internet.
Was
you
she
know.
aware that everybody was aware?
I don't know. That's a great question. But it wasn't like it was leaked or it was an accident. She took part in a contest.
Aha.
Yeah. So, I mean,
Did she win?
clearly, I don't think she won. No.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I don't think she won. Yeah.
Come up to her the next day. Congratulations.
I'll tell you what, after I looked, I was like, this is weird. I feel weird. Like, that's all I see now when I'm
Exactly.
talking to you.
That's like if I don't know if I could do it. I'd be like, if someone I know, like, and then your whole relationship changes.
Well,
Yeah.
okay. So I told you. Remember that time I saw the picture of a family member's penis that
We've all seen your brother.
right, not including my brother because everybody's seen his penis.
No, this is a different one.
Now, if you would have said, "Oh, this guy's penis is on the internet," you go look at it if you want. I would probably say no. Being that it just popped up, literally popped up. I thought it was the most hysterical thing. Like I wouldn't go out and seek this penis, but if it happened to pop up, okay. But still
family
awkward.
member.
Still, every time I see this person, which isn't that much at all, I just think of his penis. That's it.
See, that's it. That's all. That's the whole thing.
He could be talking, and all I'm seeing his cock and his balls right where his face is.
With a little mouth and googly eyes.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah.
You gotta be
mess
ready.
up.
You gotta be ready to change your whole relationship with that person because that's it. Once
Do you
you
think-
can't unsee it?
You think I should, like, as a joke, oh, not really. It's not a joke. Just one day be like, you know what's funny? About 15 years ago, I saw your penis.
Does he watch this show?
No. It's
That
not
would be
on my
something.
side. It's on the husband's side.
Yeah,
All
that
right,
would
so
be
it's
something.
relative through marriage.
Right.
Yeah, it's up to you. How good of a relationship will that change everything? Will you never speak to that person again? It would be weird. Just again, get ready for it to be weird.
You know
once
what they
do
would
that.
probably say is, you didn't
What'd you
joke about.
think?
Yeah, what'd you think? And you didn't joke about this 15 years ago, like when you saw it.
Mm. Would they say, "Do you want to see it again?"
No.
Oh,
If you do that, I would say film it and put it on TikTok because that's going to be a good one.
Oh yeah.
that's viral for sure.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Telling my, oh, wait, I almost blurted out who it was. I'm glad I stopped myself. Last topic, Dear Abby, one of the saddest Dear Abby's ever.
Uh-oh.
I don't know why Dear Abby hits with me every now and then, but I do love it. Dear Abby, my wife and I were married 21 years ago.
Oh boy.
Since then, she has admitted to cheating with 10 different men.
Don't.
Each time I stayed with her, hoping she changed. I finally left 3.5 years ago because I couldn't take it anymore. She has become homeless, but for the past 1.5 years, she has been living with my daughter and me because I saw her on the street one day and she looked terrible. We are now moving, and my daughter wants her mother to get a job. She's capable of getting one. My ex refused to get one to help pay the bills. Now I'm faced with another dilemma. Should I let her go on her own or fight for her to stay with us?
Wow.
Oh, that's a sad thing.
My daughter is completely against her living with us. My income is limited. I'm on disability for a bad heart. My ex is 43. I'm 58. Can you please advise?
Oh boy. That's a tough one.
Hire hitmen.
I feel like that's I mean, put them in a facility situation. I mean, if you can't bring them into your home yourself and take care of the situation, maybe get a facility to do that, some kind of treatment center. That's tough because if they don't want to change, it's hard to, intervention time maybe, if anybody, friends or family.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's tough. What was the advice she gave?
Who gives a shit? Fuck Dear Abby. I think she died years ago.
Okay.
Somebody else writing the article now.
She's up.
Maybe it's good advice, or maybe it's shit advice. Maybe there's an answer.
Chat GPT answers now. They don't fucking. There's no real person there.
Right.
All right. Either way.
I don't know how you get cheated on 10 different times. That seems.
Woo.
Like after number 7 or 8, you're like, all right, something's up here.
Yeah. Where's your breaking point? I mean, I think most people it's 1.
Right.
I mean, it's like 6, okay, 7, you're pushing it.
Yeah, it's
8,
7.
We got to talk. We have a conversation.
Yeah.
9, now maybe you sleep in a hotel one night, but 10, that's it.
J-Sab's roommate looked at a girl's ass once, and she still hasn't forgiven him. I can't fucking imagine.
And I want to let you know, I think I sent Anthony the video, but not you, Frank, because you can't see it anyway with your phone.
I can see videos.
My daughter overheard me telling this story. I don't know who I was telling it to, but
Any stranger that would listen.
I know, right? Yes, me, you in Stop and Shop. Do you want to know what my husband did?
Yeah, any random passerby that you made friends with in the last 10 minutes?
She goes, out of the blue. I didn't even know she was listening. Maybe it was days later. She goes, you want to hear a story? And I'm like, okay. She goes, once upon a time, a long, long time ago, Mom said to Dad, what are you doing? And Dad said, I'm just looking at that girl's shoes. And Mom said, no, you're not. And guess what? Dad was lying. He was looking at her butt cheeks. So now she goes and tells her teacher the story.
Oh, my God.
Oh, come on.
Oh, my God. What is with you? Why did you tell her that? You wanted her to be on your side, isn't it?
Well, yes.
You're pitting the kids against your
Yes.
roommate.
but also,
She's moving chess pieces already, Frank.
She's playing 3-dimensional chess. He's playing checkers. All right.
it just is funny because she was told the teacher looked at me, and I went. She didn't have pretended to look at her shoes. I mean, you still won't admit it. But anyway, it is really funny.
Classic J Sabs. Don't blame me. Blame the jerk who looked at a girl's ass.
Right.
What if he just came right out and going, yeah, I was looking at her ass.
I would respect him more.
No, he still loses, and I'll tell you why. That's a lie, what she just said. It will then turn to, it took you 22 years to be honest with me.
Yep.
Wait, this is a
My wife just said it. What else have you been lying to me about?
Exactly.
What else is going to take 22 years for you to come clean about?
So this was the same. This wasn't a new person. This was the same. Same story from years ago.
Yep.
Okay.
From high school.
And if he finally came forward and said, "Yeah, I was checking out her ass. What of it?" Well,
I would be like, "Thank you."
But you'd probably still bring it up, right? You probably still.
Oh yeah.
Hold it over him, so he doesn't win.
It's me.
There's no winning, no matter what he says.
Mm-hmm.
There's no way out of it.
He fucked up when he said "I do." When he said "I do," that's where he made the worst error of his life. Yeah.
There's no way he can get out of this, right? It's just held over him forever now.
Forever.
Tough question.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I would have to see.
What if he caught you checking out some guy?
Oh, he does every time.
What?
You know, sometimes I'll do just to bother him, and then I'll
check out some guy, and that's okay.
If an attractive guy walks past us, whatever, I'll go like this.
Oh, you exaggerated for
yeah, exactly. And I'm like, that's what you did, 23 years ago in high school. He's like, here we go.
So you get the excuse. You get the pass now.
Right.
All right.
Couple of comments and things coming around. Paul sent me a story about a doctor. Doctor's left stunned as man comes into hospital with light bulb stuck up his anus.
Ooh.
And it has the.
I feel like I've heard of this before.
It has the photograph. That has the X-ray. I mean, how does that happen?
It's not even the light bulb the twirly light bulb that you can.
I mean, that's gonna break. How can that just stay up there in one piece? I can't. I couldn't.
It's a durable light bulb. That's a good advertisement.
Yeah.
It's a very you can't break these light bulbs. They're so durable. Shove it up your ass, and it'll survive.
They should shoot the guy from stomach up, and just you hear a light switch flick, and you see his stomach kind of.
It's like an Energizer commercial. It just keeps going.
I mean, to be the marketing director for everybody, it's crazy.
Oh, God.
What wattage was it?
That's a good question. He also gave me the trailer to the new Pedro Almodovar movie, Strange Way of Life, which I watched, which stars Ethan Hawke and Pedro Pascal.
Ooh, I'm watching
Cool.
Now, I'm not saying that gay people aren't attracted to Pedro Pascal currently, but the gist of this film, from what I could see from the trailer, is it's Brokeback Mountain just without the mountain.
Oh.
So I feel like Pedro Pascal's sexiness in the gay community is about to skyrocket.
Oh boy.
Because he's already sexiest man alive. Now he's sexiest man alive making out with Ethan Hawke. And I feel like that's it. Nobody's going to come close to this guy.
So do you think he's this year's, I don't even know if they picked it, or I can't keep up. That sexiest man alive. I don't even know what magazine.
Yeah, who's the current reigning sexiest? I think it's Paul Rudd, right? Wasn't it Paul Rudd?
Oh, he could get it.
Yeah.
I thought it was Captain America.
The Marvel Captain America?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My wife confirmed it's Captain America, Frank.
What's his name? Chris something.
Pine? Chris Pine?
Nope.
That's not Chris Pine, Captain
That's a
America?
different- Chris Evans.
Chris Evans.
Chris Pine is in Wonder Woman.
More like Chris Douglas Fur, am I right?
What?
Tree jokes.
Yeah, I get it, but why?
Wow. Dad jokes.
Why?
I'm high off NyQuil. Leave me alone. Let me see. There was a couple of other things I wanted to get to, but
That light bulb story, man. Jeez.
you love the light bulb story. You want to get back to it, don't you?
You think he unscrewed the light bulb with his butt, or it was already out of the thing?
That would be talent.
Right? You go on a game show with that kind of talent.
No shit. By the way, every TikTok that comes across my feed that features a game show from more than 30 years ago is just downright terrifying.
Oh,
What
I
do you
bet.
Just every one of them is just inappropriately uncomfortable. Like the host just like,
Making out with the contestants.
yeah, just really weird shit.
Ooh, I like
Yeah.
it.
I did see a Family Feud where the guy, at the end, two people from the family go to try and get 200 points.
Right.
The guy goes and gets 182 points. And the girl comes out and they're like, slam dunk, this is going to be easy. She didn't get a single point.
That's it. He got all the number ones, and she got nothing.
That's what happened. I honestly didn't blame her because it was fucking tough, some of the things that she had to come up with.
Wait,
That's you never live that down though. In her
No.
family, that's it.
Robin, how many AOA holes does it take to change a light bulb? That's a good question.
Just one with the right anal stretching ability, I'll tell you
Right.
what.
No,
The
I
right
just,
Kegels.
just put a goddamn cucumber in your asshole. Like, why do you have to put a light? Like, that doesn't
Hey,
even.
maybe the cucumber was old news. They were tired of the cucumber.
Gotta be honest with you. Yeah, I think he's had that already, Janine. I don't think you start with a light bulb. I
Yeah.
think you work your way up to it.
Well,
Light bulb's not your out of the gate thing.
Now, how high do you have to be to do that, though? I mean, seriously, that's
I mean, I don't want to get gross, but how could you not get it out? Why is it stuck?
how does it not burst?
And how does it not burst?
right. You think he's holding in his farts so he doesn't burn?
You got to hold in everything. You can't, nothing's passing.
No.
That's it until you go to the hospital, get that removed. Is that surgery or did they just knock you out and just get in there with a good pair of hands?
Speaking of, I don't know why this just reminded me of this, but I saw a clip on TikTok where I showed my wife. The woman was laughing. It was her kid's birthday. And they did something with the cake and it got screwed up. She was laughing so hard she pissed herself.
Has that ever happened to any of you? I've never laughed so hard I pissed myself.
Mm-mm.
No, but I also didn't give birth to a human. I think that's more common.
That probably affects the whole
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
That never, phew, knock on wood, thankfully, I never
Right.
had that problem.
You think the
Thankfully.
ride to the hospital with the light bulb was like easy? Watch those bumps.
I think he laid on his stomach.
Like in the back seat, or was it like an ambulance situation?
Ambulance.
What about the woman? Did you see the woman who gave birth in the elevator in the last week or two?
Wow.
No, I didn't see that one.
It's a viral video that's going around. Like she walks in with her husband. Asshole. Totally got me. She walks in with her husband and I think her mom or whatever. And she's like, you could tell she's like, I don't know. And they're like, we're almost here. And then she's like, and she just like palms it and picks it up.
Ooh.
Just right
I
out.
saw there was a video of a woman. I guess it was the parking lot of the hospital. She didn't even make it in. They drove. It was the husband and the wife. They drove. They walk up to the hospital, and she's like, "Nope, right now." And then boom, she just gives birth. I guess there was a cop out there, and they helped, but she just right into her hands and just like, "Here it is."
Wow. That's
There was
amazing.
another one. A woman. I saw this video. It was a while ago. Might be an old one, but in the car, the husband is like filming the wife. The husband's driving. I don't know why he decided to take out now's the time to take out the camera, but she just gives birth in the passenger seat, just right
Yes. I remember that.
there.
I
Right?
remember that.
Man,
Insane.
I don't know how these women do it, but God bless them.
Absolutely insane.
That's craziness.
Bird, the light bulb wasn't the beginning of this story. It's true. Here, Paul's got the best line. I hope it was energy efficient.
Right.
I love jokes that don't really make sense, but make a lot of sense.
Yeah, he's being green. We could at least applaud him for that.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
How do you? Oh, man.
All right, Frankie C. That's all I got. You got anything else?
No, I think we got enough as it is. I think that's pretty good.
Love it.
Right.
We're out. First Metallica reaction video tomorrow on the channel. Look out for that.
I go in order on the album, and I skip the ones that came out weeks ago before the album was released. So.
And then we're also going to drop the show theme on the members area at first. So that's coming to the members area soon.
Members area, you get the show theme. It's what you're hearing now, but it's like 2.5 minutes. It's like 2 minutes, 16 seconds.
And there's not two bluthering assholes talking over it.
Right. You get to hear the whole thing and enjoy it. You get to listen to it whenever you want.
Yeah. A lot of things happening, baby. A lot of things happening.
Just for the members, the song?
Well, I think I'll put it there first, and then we'll.
All right, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, we'll give them the early access as always, and then we'll float it around to everybody. Appreciate all the comments, the tweets, the messages, the live chat.
Yes.
All the not live chat comments that come in well after the fact.
Those are good too.
It's all appreciated. Become a member. Link in the description below and at anthonyonair.com.
Show me potato salad. Maybe we should go now.